We're on the phone with Doro Pesch. How's it going?
Very good, very good. I just came back to Germany actually 3 days ago, and I spent the last 2 months in New York and writing new songs for a new record, and everything is really good. And
So Doro, when's the next record gonna appear on this world, do you think?
Usually I always need like a whole year to do it, so I would say like by the end of this year I will definitely have something nice, and maybe it will be released like in spring next year. But I just found out that we have a release in America for the DVD, and it just came out in December in Europe, and it's called 25 Years in Rock and Still Going Strong, and it's a beautiful DVD. It has 2 discs, and it was my anniversary concert, which we celebrated actually here in Germany with all kinds of great guests, like the Scorpions were there, and my ex-Warlock band members, and Bobby Blitz of Overkill, and Boral Dane of Nevermore, and Jean Beauvoir, and all the great ladies of metal. And it was one of the nicest concerts we've ever done, and the longest, like it was 3.5 hours long.
Wow.
And that will be on this DVD, and a big documentary, and then big time bonus material of all the great festivals like Wacken Open Air and all this stuff. And that's coming out I think in July, August in the States, and then we are planning a little tour around that. So I'm excited. I just found out. We don't have the exact release date, but it will be in the summer around.
So Doro, this could be the year of the Metal Princess.
You're funny. You're funny.
The last time I interviewed you was September actually, and we talked on the history of Doro and all this. 25 years in rock and still going strong.
Oh man, it was fantastic, and I tell you, I think I love the fans and the music every year more. It just like is it's definitely my main motivation, main inspiration, and we toured in so many countries. When we last time talked in September, I was just getting ready to go to Japan for the first time, and actually we had a wonderful time there. It was awesome, and now we toured like in all these great countries where it was impossible to tour in the 80s because you couldn't even get there, like all the former Eastern countries like Russia, Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia, and now we're going there so many times. It's unbelievable. And we are doing another tour in April in South America, Argentina and Brazil and Mexico and Colombia for the first time. So I'm happy that the metal community is like really is still so strong, and it's fantastic to go to countries where we've never played, and there are fans who are looking forward to see a show for the first time. So it's always keeping it fresh, definitely.
And like that, when you go to countries you've never been to, it gives you like another aspect, kind of like a mini vacation, but working at the same time.
Yes, and actually that's what I love. Like I'm a metalhead 24 hours, so it's like when I can see the fans and when we can play a show, that's for me the absolute ultimate. And sometimes you don't see so much of the country. Usually it's the club or the festival and maybe a hotel or the tour bus. But it's great to connect with the fans. It's what I love so much, and I deeply appreciate it. And definitely every year more. And we just. I was I saw the show of Motorhead in New York. It was their 35th anniversary concert, and it was awesome. I thought, man, if Lemmy can do it, I definitely want to, reach my 35th anniversary. And man, I certainly want to try. And we just toured in Europe with Motorhead in December. And that gave me so much inspiration too, and it was awesome to tour with Motorhead and Lemmy, and we actually watched the show every night, like the band and me. We were always standing like on the side of the stage, and wow, it was awesome. So yeah.
Another thing too I'm seeing in your agenda, Doro, is you're playing in April a European tour.
Yeah, April, and then later in April the South America tour, and then some festivals are coming up in the summer, and then I'm coming back to the States, I guess, August, September, and then October there's another European tour in whatever, Russia, Spain, all over, France, and in December we tour Germany again, and and then I hope I will have a new record, done by the end of this year. But we have a couple of really nice songs already. I did a couple of things in New York, and I think I'm very excited about it. It's just little demos yet, but I think it has some potential. Mm-hmm.
And before the release of this album, you'll be sharing the songs with the crowds, I'm sure, at the concerts.
Yes, definitely. There's especially one song I wrote with somebody I always love to write songs with. Joey Balin is his name, and I told him that I definitely want to write a song, about Ronnie James Dio, and like to show, deep appreciation, and the song came out so nice, and I wanna record it as soon as possible. But I think it definitely, I think it's really, really nice, and it feels so good, and I loved him so much, and I know so many fans loved him, and we still miss him so much. So I think, this is a song I might even want to play, on some festivals, or in our concerts, like before the record is out. I feel, it has so much spirit and magic, but I first want to show it to Wendy, and see what, I hope she loves it as well. And,
Doro, did you look at the new Ronnie James Dio live album, the Live in Donington yet?
No, I have to get it. I didn't. Did you?
Yes, I got it, and it's very good, to have this in a collection.
Yeah, I have to get it, and I know that Castle Donington. That's wow. That was always so huge in the '80s, and yes, and I definitely will get it, and
One thing we never talked about, Doro, would be the lineup of your band. Could you tell me a little bit of who plays in your group right now?
Yes, my bass player, Nick Douglas, and he's actually in the band for 20 years now. And actually, we are going into the 21st year. And he's a great guy, great player. And I met him in New York. It was in 1990, and we had like a little audition. Actually, a big audition. There was like, I think, maybe 120 people came, to play, and just trying out for the bass player.
Wow.
Yeah, Nick walked in. He was the first one, and I saw him. He played, and I thought, that's the one. And then actually my manager said, yeah, but please, check out all the other 119 guys. And I said, oh man, I don't need to. I know he's the one. And he said, but do it anyhow. And then I did, but Nick, he was the one. So he's with us 21 years now. Our drummer is Johnny D. He joined the band in 1993. And he used to play drums for Britney Fox. And he's a super nice guy, great drummer. We're all really good friends. And we have a new guitar player. His name is Bas Maas. He was the guitar player in After Forever. It's a European band. And actually we played together, a couple of times. And then 1.5 years ago we said, okay, let's do it. And he's actually the youngest guy in our setup. And then we have a second guitar player, and he plays keyboards as well. His name is Luca Branciotta from Italy. And that's it. And,
You have a very good lineup you have.
Yeah, they are great guys. And we all get along great, and we can play together real well. And we've definitely we went through good and bad times, and it was always cool. And 21 years. Never missed one show, so it was always awesome.
What I find interesting, Doro, is when you hired the bass player, you didn't check out the 119, auditions, and you knew exactly that you wanted, this bass player. That's very good, and look, it lasted.
Totally, sometimes people, they get divorced 3 times already in 20 years, and Nick is still in the band, and we still, we still have so much fun, and it was definitely, I guess intuitively I felt he's the one, and but we gave a shot to all the other guys, but Nick was it, and I always actually, when I make decisions, I always follow my heart, like no matter what anybody says, it's usually the heart is where I think can't go wrong with that.
No. What do you think of big venues compared to little clubs? Let's say for fans.
Oh, Jason, sometimes I love the small venues too, because then you can do a little stage diving, you can jump into the crowd, you can, sing along. Like usually I love to pass on the microphones, especially when we sing like, songs like Oh We Are or Burning the Witches. That's always so much fun, like to definitely sing it with the audience or in the audience. So I don't mind small clubs at all, and I love big festivals as well. It doesn't matter. Every day is a new challenge, and I always try to make the best concert possible. Like I always think it could be the last, so treat it like it could be the last day in your life. So I love it all, and it doesn't matter if small clubs or huge venues, and sometimes the smaller clubs are definitely more personal, more intimate, and if the atmosphere is fantastic, it's like, wow, that's great. But I like a challenge on a big festival as well, where you play with many bands. That's cool too, and so it doesn't matter. And every day, I try to make the absolute best of the situation. Sometimes you have great venues with great sound, and sometimes you have shitty venues with like shitty PAs and nothing works, and then it's even like I always try even harder to overcompensate, to still make a great show for the fans. And so
you have to take everything and make it as positive as you can, and you just told me that, and that's a very good way to look at it.
Yeah, for the fans, that's like, it's always a big honor to play for people and to play for the fans, and I always wanna give them like the best experience, like total magic, and but I think that's the reason why I could still do it, and why I still, could survive all these years. I definitely know that the fans, they appreciate all like the hard work, or when you go the extra mile, and even when the circumstances are not great, sometimes, you can't help it, it's just like a shitty club, but it doesn't matter. And I felt in these venues, sometimes we even had the best concerts, like maybe not sound-wise, but spirit-wise, and
Your record collection, let's say, do you collect, music yourself at home?
Yes, still. Mm-hmm.
How big is your collection?
Oh man, it's pretty big, and I still have vinyl records, and and tons of CDs, and it's everything there from I guess T-Rex, Mark Bolan. That's when I grew up. I was a big T-Rex fan, and I grew up in the glam rock time, so I still have all that stuff from Susie Quatro, Alice Cooper, T-Rex, and then Pink Floyd, and all, of course, my metal records from Accept, Wasp, Judas Priest, Dio, Metallica, and and I love some newer stuff as well. Rammstein, I think, wow, I think the sound is so powerful. The performances are always state of the art, and I like it. Yeah, whatever makes me feel like something sometimes I like the super hardcore stuff, and sometimes I like the mellow stuff. And but I still seem to like my old heroes, like people who I fell in love with in the 80s. I still love that stuff, and I still get inspired. And of course, Motorhead and Lemmy. And,
well, yes.
And it's like all the people who were doing it back then. I still find very, very like I don't know. Somehow it was very deep, and I still feel the same way about it.
When you go to different countries and stuff, do you pick up different people's CDs? Let's say fans that give you their own products and stuff like that?
Yeah, actually, I always have like tons of stuff when I come home from a tour. It's actually, it's many CDs and demos, and sometimes I feel bad, then I'm all motivated to write back and to listen to all, but then, wow, sometimes I say, okay, then I do it tomorrow, and then I never do it. But actually, I tend to listen to the ones which stick out, and all our support bands, and they have like friends and new bands, and it's quite a lot. But I always try, and I like when. I love it when there are female musicians or singers. It's always I like to support that too, because I know it's not so easy. So and sometimes we pick some support bands who have female musicians or singers. So I always think that's very, very important to support that.
Well, Doro, it's been a real pleasure talking to you again, and I look forward to the next time talking to the Metal Princess.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Jason, you're always great to talk to. Thank you so much for supporting metal, and thank you so much for supporting us. And looking forward to talk to you soon, and say hi to all the metal fans and rock fans, and see you guys very soon. I love you so much.
All right, you have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. You too, Jason. Talk to you soon. And
all right.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Ciao.